Hello everybody, this is the question number 7 from the review for 3.1 through 3.3 for Algebra 2 Trig. This kind of problem probably won't be on the quiz, but it's still a good problem to work through. So biggest thing about this obviously is the square roots. Really, you're going to do the same idea as any of the other problems, whether it's substitution or elimination. I think elimination is going to be a lot easier for this problem. So I guess a little bit of review. If you do square root of a times the square root of b, you get the square root of a times b, just inside of the square root. So for the elimination method, we still want one variable, either x or y, to be equal and opposite. I'm looking at the y's right now. Okay, they're already opposite, so I'm going to get them equal. Using this idea over here, I'm going to multiply this top equation by a square root 3. And I'm going to multiply the bottom equation by a square root 2. And so what that's going to do is square root of 2 times the square root of 3, according to this rule up here, that's square root 6. You change the order, it doesn't matter. Commutative property of multiplication. It's still square root 6. So our new top equation, square root of 3, I'm basically just distributing this square root of 3. Square root of 3 times square root of 3, according to that rule, is the square root of 9, which is 3. X minus square root of 6y equals 2. 2 times the square root of 3 times the square root of 3, which is 3. 2 times 3 is just 6. There's a new top equation. For the bottom equation, I'll just do the work off the side just to show everybody. I talked it through for the 2 square root of 3 times square root of 3, but you got 2 square root of 2 times the other square root of 2. So I'm just going to group these together with the associative property. Square root of 2 times square root of 2 is the square root of 4. Square root of 4 is 2 times another 2. We have 4x. Plus square root of 3 times square root of 2 is the square root of 6y equal 2. Square root of 2 times square root of 2 is 2. All right. We've cleaned this thing up very nicely. So elimination method, we got our y's to be equal and opposite. When we add our equations, 7x, the y's go to 0, equals 8. X is an 8/7. All right, so that's all fine and dandy. Oops. With the elimination method, once you get one variable, you got to plug it back in and solve for the other one. So I'm going to get you going on this because, again, the square roots are a little bit tougher. So I'm going to go back to the top equation. Square root of 3 times x is 8/7 minus square root 2y equals 2 square root of 3. Got to solve for y. So you can think of this square root of 3 as over 1. You're multiplying these fractions straight across. So we got 8 square root 3 over 7. I changed the order of the 8 and square root 3 just because when you write a number with square roots, the number not inside the square root usually goes first. Just like you write like 8x. All right? The x goes last, the number goes first. Minus square root 2y equals 2 square root 3. All right, we're solving for y. So what I'm going to do is add square root of 2y to both sides, and then I'm going to subtract this 2 square root 3 from both sides. So we get 8 square root 3 over 7 minus 2 square root 3, and I'm just going to think of it as over 1 for now, equals to a positive square root 2y. All right, right here, we are subtracting fractions. You have to have common denominators. So what I'm going to do is multiply top and bottom by 7. 8 square root 3 over 7 minus 14 square root 3 over 7. We have common denominators, we subtract the top. So the square root of 3's, again, they're just like variables. You have 8 of these square root 3's, you're taking away 14 of those square root 3's. You've got negative 6 square root 3's. The denominator stays the same. That's equal to the square root of 2 y. All right, so to solve for y, I'm going to divide by square root of 2. So what that does on both sides, so that's going to give us our, I'm going to change colors here. We got y equals negative 6 square root 3 over 7 square root 2. Now, technically this is okay. It's not real proper to leave a square root number in a denominator. So what I'm going to do is multiply top and bottom. This is called rationalizing the denominator. But I'm going to multiply top and bottom by the square root of 2. Negative 6. Square root of 3 times square root of 2 is a square root of 6 over square root of 2 times square root of 2 is 2 times 7. Now, simplifying the fractions, we got 6 over 14, common factor of 2, negative 3. The square root of 6 just leaving alone over 7. There's the y value, there's the x value. So I didn't really lead you through some of this problem. We did the whole thing. But again, some of the math is a little bit tougher. You haven't seen some of this stuff to this extent. So here it is. Enjoy.